So the 2023 14-inch MacBook Pro, I've been using it for about 2 weeks now. I've been flip-flopping between the Mac Mini M2 Pro, and then when I'm out and about, I use the M2 Max 14-inch. Love this machine. Absolutely loved it. Exceeded my expectations, but it's no surprise because I'm coming from a 16-inch M1 Max, and that was already powerful. So this is just taking it up a notch. I created my very own wallpaper pack, so if you guys want to support the channel or if you like the wallpapers, I throw a link in the description. I think they look beautiful on these MacBooks. It is really meant for the iPhone. Having them stretched out, it actually don't look too bad. But in this video, I'm going to be comparing the 16-inch versus the 14-inch MacBook Pro. This is in silver, this is in space gray, this is the M1 Max, and this is the M2 Max. Both powerful machines, and there's no denying that you could still pick up an M1 Pro or M1 Max and still get relatively about the same performance. And that's the reason of this video. You can still pick up an M1 series chip and get about the same performance. I just love the fact how you could pick up a 14-inch M2 Max at the Apple Store. Prior to this, you had to configure the 14-inch with the Max model. Now you could go to an Apple Store and pick up an M2 Max 14-inch with no problem. But I've been watching Max Tech. I saw that the 14-inch actually thermal throttles with the Max chip. So you may want to watch that video before you consider getting the M2 Max chip on the 14-inch. And even for my use case, I noticed how hot, extremely hot the 14-inch can get opposed to the 16-inch. So just keep that in mind. But other than that, fantastic machine. This is an excellent form factor. That's basically my review of the new 2023 MacBook Pro. It's the same thing as the previous MacBook, but just a much more faster chip. So now getting into the size comparison, kicking things off with the 14-inch is much more lighter. It's easy to walk around with. It's a smaller footprint. It can easily slide in your bag with no problem at all. I just like the fact how this is just like a standard laptop size. It really is. This is like a standard laptop size. The space gray is kind of growing on me too as well. I have the silver 16-inch model, and I love both colors, but space gray it's such a sleek color. Silver is good too. It will match with your Apple products such as the Apple Studio display. The 14-inch or the 13-inch back in the days, you had integrated graphics. It just was not good for video editors at all. So now, using this for editing videos, Photoshop, you can get the same exact performance or similar performance on the 16-inch model. It doesn't matter which chip you pick. So now the 16-inch, this is the M1 Max model. I had it since day one. The battery life is so much better compared to the 14-inch. It literally lasts all day. The standby time is absolutely incredible, especially if you're gonna be editing videos, 3D modeling. You're gonna need the extra battery life to compensate for that. And yes, you have fast charge on both the 14-inch and the 16-inch, but the fact how you have that battery life so good, the 16-inch, man. The speakers still amazes me to this day. It literally sounds like it's coming all around, and I'm not saying that as a gimmick. The speakers are absolutely incredible. It sounds louder, sounds more beefier on the 16-inch compared to the 14-inch. Another thing too, you have larger fans, larger trackpad. So having a larger fan for extreme workloads opposed to the 14-inch, it has a smaller fan, so it's going to tend to overheat a lot faster. And not only that, you have a larger display. Goes without saying. You have more room to actually interact with the windows. For editing, you can see more scopes, you have graphs. It still pales in comparison opposed to like connecting it to a actual monitor and having much more screen real estate there. But when you're out on the go, that 16-inch, it makes a difference. Now the 16-inch model has this toggle with high performance or low power. You don't get that with the 14-inch. You don't have high performance. Using the 14-inch, I noticed it felt a little bit more cramped. The portability aspect, it wins. You know what I mean? But not to say that the 16-inch isn't portable. The 16-inch is just as portable. The only thing you gotta really worry about, I would say, is the larger footprint. So it depends on your book bag size. I prefer the 16-inch over the 14-inch, but you gotta understand, the 14-inch portability is an extremely important factor for some people. So on the airplane, the trays, it actually fits the tray perfectly opposed to the 16-inch. I don't know about you guys, I cannot edit a video on the plane. I just want to watch a movie and fall asleep, so I don't really care about that too much. The 14-inch is going to fit most backpacks opposed to the 16-inch. And even if you going to school, going to college, Some of those school desks are just so tiny. It's so tiny that imagine putting the 16-inch on one of those college tables. No, it's just not gonna fit. When I was going to school, I brought my 15-inch 2015 MacBook Pro, extremely old. I still have it in my closet, and I just didn't want to take it out. So I decided to just bring my iPad with the Apple Pencil and jot down some notes. And it turns out the iPad was king when it comes down for me going to school. So you gotta also understand that too. So I understand why some people would go with the 14-inch no matter what, because that size and that portability aspect is just that important. And the fact how you can get the same exact chip, it's like the icing on the cake, literally. So I understand, but the 16-inch, in my opinion, is a better machine. It's gonna perform cooler, it's gonna sound louder, you have more screen real estate, you have a larger trackpad. It's just a better buy in a sense. But the 14-inch, no matter which one you go with, whether it's the M1 Pro or the M1 Max or the M2 Pro or the M2 Max, you're not gonna have a problem with either or. These are fantastic machines. You have all the ports back, MagSafe, SD card slot, HDMI. These are just, anything you throw at it is gonna perform with flying colors. The screen is absolutely jaw-dropping. You have that Pro Motion on both models. It's literally one of the best MacBooks that you can buy. Like, this is the best MacBook ever. I said this on Twitter, and I'm gonna say it again here. Apple Silicon truly changed my life. I don't really go out too much with my laptop, but at the same time, when I do need to go out, it is nice to have a smaller form factor. But then it gets tricky. You got the iPad Pro, and I know the iPad Pro is, you use an iPad for professional works. I do. LumaFusion is pretty good, but I just much rather Final Cut Pro on the Mac. Apple, please give us Final Cut Pro on the iPad. Let me know down in the comments down below. Help each other out. Which MacBook size would you go with? The 16-inch or the 14-inch? I'm actually gonna create a poll on my YouTube channel so you guys can, help each other out too like that. But I'm gonna go with the 16-inch. I've been a big MacBook Pro user since the very beginning in 2015. Then I went with the 16-inch with the touch bar model. So it's just natural. I'm used to the larger MacBook size, but the 14-inch is like right behind it. It's literally the same exact machine. It's just a larger screen, bigger battery life, larger trackpad, larger fan. Everything is just bigger on the 16-inch. But for you, sometimes bigger is not always better. It's all about that portability, the motion, the way how you move. Oh, okay, let me pause. So make sure you guys subscribe with notifications on. Drop a like on this video, help me out tremendously. And like I said, comment down below which one would you go with, 14-inch or the 16-inch. Until next time, guys, have a simple day. Pops out.